first of all, sustainability really is where all of our discussions start and finish at AngloGold. Really, your license to operate in a modern mining company is fundamental to the sustainability of your business, to the success of your business and the longevity of your business. So for us, sustainability of any operation runs the full gamut, not only from corporate and social investment, which is typically where a lot of the focus is, outside of a mining company, but also other areas, including local employment, local procurement, and obviously taxes and royalties, where you make sure that your responsible development of what amounts to a scarce natural resource brings a lot of benefit back to the communities that you operate in. So ultimately, we are looking at ensuring that that is the case from when we are exploring in any region to when we are developing capital plans for project development to when we're operating assets. We need to make sure we're good tenants and that we bring benefit to the communities that we operate in. AngloGold Ashanti at root has always been a company that's seen sustainability as important. If you go back to 2004, 2005 in Ghana, when we bought or had the business combination with Ashanti to form AngloGold Ashanti, one of the first sustainability projects that we embarked on was a big, ambitious project, which has evolved into probably the biggest and most successful public health project on the continent, which is the AngloGold Obuasi malaria intervention. So if we go back to those days, 20 years ago, more or less, you fast forward to today, those same values are really embedded in the way that we look at things, but we are, I think, probably more consultative today than we've ever been. And we obviously apply more technology and, I'd say, more modern thinking to our approach on sustainability than ever. We have a saying which I don't think is unique to AngloGold, but if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And I think if you look at everything from emissions, from greenhouse gas emissions to water quality, and everything in between, ultimately you need to understand what your impact is on the environment, what your impact is on the communities that you operate in, so that you can manage it in the most effective way possible. It's natural that the owners of this company, who are institutional shareholders, the other companies that provide capital to us, whether they be bondholders or banks that provide us with credit facilities, would want to understand exactly how we impact the environment and what we're doing to manage those risks and those impacts. Again, what we're taking is a scarce natural resource out of the ground, and we are turning it into benefit. At one end of the spectrum, you're providing benefit for shareholders. You're providing benefit for employees. On the other end of the spectrum, you're providing benefit to the countries that host you and in which you operate. Now, that gold is the source of money for taxes. It's the source of money for royalties. And again, at a macro level, those monies are used to develop roads, to provide government services to communities, hospitals, and various other large government projects. For employees, salaries that we pay and other benefits that we provide allow employees to provide a livelihood for their families, for children, and secondary benefit for the economies in which they operate. Equally, we have long and complex value chains that start at the mine gate and run to various parts of the geographies in which we operate. The key focus for us as a company is to make sure that we maintain and strengthen the license to operate. It's important that we maintain our robustness as a company, that we bring as much benefit to the local communities that we operate in, that we are a good taxpayer, and that we are excellent in discharging our obligations to the communities in which we operate. From an internal view, we'll be looking to continue to strengthen the systems, to embed our ISIMS, Integrated Sustainability Information Management System, into the business so that each of our classic sustainability disciplines have got very good oversight of the areas in which they operate. That'll allow us to make sure that we are doing as well as we can in those areas, that we correct course where we need to, and that we can deploy resources and expertise to the areas that most need it. So as you know, at the end of 2023, AngloGold Ashanti made the move to change its corporate domicile to the United Kingdom and its primary listing to the US. At the same time, we've moved our headquarters from Johannesburg to the United States. What that does ultimately is align our corporate attributes with the long-term trajectory of the business. As you know, we are investing in a large new potential project in the United States. We have other projects in Latin America, and we felt that being closer to our larger, more highly valued peers in North America and listed in the North American markets would better place us to take advantage of deeper capital markets in the United States in the long term. So we've completed that transaction, but really we've been clear all the way that this redomicile on its own is not a silver bullet to resolve what has been a large value gap that's existed between AngloGold Ashanti and its North American peers over time. We believe that in tandem with that, we need to resolve some fundamental issues around our position on the cost curve, our growth trajectory, and our ability to compete on a fundamental basis with our peers. We're a long way down the road in addressing those. Over the last 3 years, we've managed to close the cost gap with our North American peers. There's more work to do. And of course, our major ambition remains to bend the cost curve downwards to make us even more competitive. We believe that once those cost drivers are improved, once we've demonstrated predictability in delivering on our guidance and our budgets, in tandem with our new corporate domicile, is that we'll really start to see that gap close with those large North American peers.